Take questions.
I thought overall the atmosphere for this game was great, and it was great to see our fans come out and support our players. I thought our players played with great effort for 4 quarters, which was something that something that we're going to need to be able to do to be the type of team that we want to be. When you look at the way this game transpired, I thought we played well enough on defense to win the game. This is a team that last year ran the ball for over 300 yards against us, and this year we held them to over 100 yards. And I thought we tackled well on defense. I thought we played great team defense. In the kicking game, I thought we were much improved there in the kicking game, limiting the big plays. The one side of the ball that I didn't think showed up and what I'm talking about beating ourselves was the offensive side of the ball. I thought we moved the ball obviously pretty well throughout the course of the game, but we had way too many penalties, and obviously when you fumble the ball 3 times, twice inside your own red zone, you don't give yourself a chance to win. Those things, that being said, are all correctable for us. And, if this team continues to play with the effort that we played with, which I liked, if this team learns from the mistakes that we made in game 1, and when you look at a lot of the mistakes made, they were made by young players that, that's part of the maturation process. Crusoe Gongbe putting the ball over the goal line, missing some signals there, the penalty down there at the end of the game. Those are all things that we can get corrected, and I expect us to get it corrected. I expect us to show up Monday. We're not hanging our heads. We're going to build on some of the positive things that we've done in this game, and we're going to find a way to prepare our team for a tough challenge going down to Little Rock. And with that, I'll open it up for any questions. Well, you hit it right on the head, Van. You can lead in all those categories, but the category that I think is the most important, or I know is the most important, is that turnover margin. And when you put the ball on the ground 3 times and you give the ball to the opponent, we played in a short field in the 3rd quarter where we've got to do a better job on offense of switching the field position. But the thing that probably hurt most were the 2 critical fumbles and the penalty there at the end inside the red zone when we had opportunities to go in and score. As I said before, though, those are all things that are correctable, and we're going to get back on Monday. We'll get some guys healthy, and we'll work to get those things corrected.
What did you think in the locker room, and what are you seeing the guys so that they don't get down after week 1, after 2?
Well, it was tremendous disappointment, but I think the thing that really showed up for us today, and again, obviously, and I want to make this clear, there are no consolation victories for us. We're in year 3 of our program, and we're beyond those consolation victories and saying we played well but we lost. But there's obviously great disappointment by our players because this is a game that we know that very well should have won. And it goes back to the things that we've preached from day 1 with our guys. The first person we've got to beat or not beat is ourselves. And when you look at us on the offensive end, and again, I have got to give the defense a tremendous amount of credit. I thought they played hard. They tackled well. They ran to the ball when we needed to get the ball back at the end of the game. They provided us the opportunity. And special teams-wise, we minimized the big plays, and now we've got to get the offense going, which I expect us to do.
Mike, they had 10 sacks, most of them in the second half. Think the O-line just wore down, or was it more communication?
No, it's technique, Rick. When I looked at it happening, we got into where we were chipping. Obviously, Dylan was playing his first game at tackle. Corian Chambers was playing his first game as a Lobo. We've got to utilize the technique out on the edge and that we're taught to do. And then a few times, and sometimes when you give up sacks, it's not always, a couple of times we have receivers running the wrong route, which caused our quarterback to hold on to the football. And again, those are things that from game 1 to game 2, we need to get corrected.
What did you think of Tarian's performance? Did you evaluate that, and were there ever any thoughts of putting DR in?
No, Tarian, for the most part, I thought managed the game well. The disappointing thing is, obviously when you put the ball on the ground, and that was something that we really stressed when we made the decision with our quarterback position. The guy that best took care of the football, and, a few of these shots now were shots where he's getting hit from the backside, and some of those things are things that are out of his control. He had 2 hands on the football. We just got to utilize better technique up front. Our backs got to do a better job of making sure we chip on the way out to help our young tackle on the left side, and obviously the first year's player over there with Corian.
How about James Wright in the start at running back? How do you keep him from?
You know, I thought James did okay. There's still some opportunities where I'd like to see James come downhill a little bit with a little more impact. But I thought that, you know, he ran the ball well enough to, in certain situations. You know, obviously we were able to get Crusoe some meaningful reps, which, you know, when you look out there and we're in year 3, but we're still breaking in a lot of really young, talented players that for the first time played their first game. And you usually see your biggest strides from game 1 to game 2. You know, we played 2 true freshmen on the offensive line. We were able to get Larry Mazik some reps. We were able to get Jamal Price some reps. We played a lot of guys on defense, and I think it paid off for us in that you see, you know, Carmen Messina. One of the things we stressed was tackles in the backfield and tackles for loss. And defensively, you know, I think we ended up with like 5 or 6 TFLs, 2 sacks. And those are all the positive things that we need to build on defensively. And offensively, we can correct the mistakes that we made. They were correctable mistakes. He did, and again, Dallas is a player that we've identified that, as I said before, probably one of the most complete players on our team. He's only going to continue to get better, you know, but I thought as a whole we played just great team defense. I mean, if you looked at the way we ran to the ball, we had 11 hats on just about every tackle. Those big backs that last year ran through tackles, we were down low on their legs, and we had guys coming and finishing them off. We'll be able to win with that type of effort on defense, and just we got to continue to work to get the offense fixed.
Like any word on Jahari Johnson?
I think tentatively they said he may be a ACL tear. We'll confirm it.
What do you do to jumpstart the offense?
Well, I thought the offense moved the ball. I don't know if it needs to necessarily be jump-started. We need to get the mistakes corrected with the turnovers. You know, we're in a couple times with T. It's really his first opportunity to start an opener. You know, we're in 2-minute mode and time is going off the clock. And, you know, those are all things that now that we've had that, and, you know, scrimmages and practices are great, but there's nothing like game experience that I think, you know, you'll see the improvements from game 1 to game 2. So it's not as if the offense was just dead and didn't move the ball. I just thought we didn't execute at the high level that we need to execute to win ball games.
Coach, there's 3 minutes left. You get down to 29. You're facing 4th and 14. You can either kick a long field goal there or go for it, which you chose to go for it. Is there any reason you didn't kick right there? Or was it just?
Well, I mean, when you're down by 4 points with 3 minutes, our defense was playing well. And, you know, as you can see, we got the ball back, right? So it was obviously the decision based on the way our defense was playing. If you kick a field goal, now you're relying on an onside kick with short field to play defense into. You know, our defense got us the football back. Obviously, it was a call that I made based on the effort and the way our defense was playing, and it paid off for us because we got a chance to get the ball back and had an opportunity to win the game.
Coach, their quarterback was 22-26. Would you like to see a little bit more pressure on him from the defensive line?
Well, you know what? They're a max protection team. They throw 2-man routes, and there's very little you can do with a max protection. When they keep 7 guys in and 8 guys in and run 2-man routes, we just need to, you know, obviously play the ball. I thought to get 2 sacks against them based on how they protect, they're a big draw screen team, so that the ball wasn't thrown down the field. These were balls that were thrown underneath when you look at the 22 of 26. I thought there was nothing wrong with that defensive effort. I think we'll win a lot of ball games playing defense the way we played.
Anything else?
One last thing, Coach. What was the play that was drawn up that Carter fumbled on at the very end? What were you guys looking to do?
You know what? It's a blur for me right now. The last play of the game, 7 pickle. It's basically the same concept in which we hit Lamar with the touchdown 4 in the end zone. They were playing quarters to the field. The pickle concept is a post with a corner out, and typically you have a chance to come open. We were in 7-man protection, so we chipped our way out a little bit.
Coach, did the Rams feature, did you all feature?
Well, you got to give the Rams credit. You got to give Steve and his staff credit. They won the ball game, but I'd venture to say that having the ball inside the red zone, fumbling in your own goal line, going in to score, putting the ball in on the ground as a quarterback there with a chance to win, having a penalty there right at the end of the game. Those are things in which we beat ourselves. But the credit, you got to give kudos to Steve, his staff, and that team. They battled, and they found a way to win the game. We didn't.